Hello, good to see you. You get fairy dust, I get fairy dust, sweet Amelie gets fairy dust. And we are talking about number 2 on the Advanced Bitchifesto, which is advanced bitches do whatever it takes to heal their childhood trauma. Okay, this is actually one of the easiest ones. Maybe it's the hardest and the easiest, but number 1's pretty brutal. You may not think you have childhood trauma. Childhood trauma does not mean pointing fingers at the adults that you grew up with. Necessarily. If you have adults to point to, feel free, point at them and say, yeah, that makes sense. I ended up this way because of that situation or that person, sure. This is a declaration of that we will do whatever it takes to heal whatever it was from the childhood. Childhood trauma could be a car accident. Childhood trauma could be, I was my dad was in the military, so for the early part of my life, I moved around a lot. Well, that actually wasn't good for me as an introvert and a highly sensitive person, always meeting new people. Like, I didn't know what to do. And so in a way that was a traumatic thing because that I was flung into a situation. Please believe me, I know what I'm saying is extremely lame compared to what you've been through. I get it. But the thing is, trauma is trauma, suffering is suffering. And so the way that I look at it is, if I have an addiction, if I am a full-fledged codependent, if I have dysfunctional patterns, if I keep attracting nightmare people, if I keep getting hurt and burned, if I'm constantly in a state of being down or lost and broken, all I want to say is, shit went down in your childhood. You don't have to know what it is. Just that shit went down, and that whatever that shit was, you now have to heal. It's now your responsibility to heal. One of the things I say in my office a lot is that one of the reasons that we end up in those chairs is the ancestors before us, the people before us that did not do this kind of work, and that now it's left to us, and it's our responsibility to do it or not do it, and then let the chips fall where they may with the future generations. For the longest time when I was in treatment and also in therapy, it was like, I want to heal my fucked up addiction. I want to heal, stop being miserable every day. And also hating myself every day. I would like to stop that. Thank you very much. Not ever realizing that a lot of that stemmed from the environment I was raised in. Now, I am not here blaming my parents, blaming my whoever. I'm not blaming them. But I'm also not going to say they did the best they could, because they did not. Because one of the things that I say also in my office, I come to it from different, only the age has ever changed from this. But if shit went down in a person's childhood, and especially, I'm 55 when this is being recorded, and I don't know, I can't remember when AA was founded, but it's been around a while. A lot of the people in our family drove by AA meetings to get to the liquor store. It wasn't that so I would say that's somebody not doing the best they could. They could have gone to that meeting instead of gone to the liquor store, or they could have at least gone to the meeting before the liquor store. That's, to me, if there's evidence of that, great. But again, so it's left to me. And so again, okay, so I do get this question a lot. So other people say oh, I worry because my partner who abuses me, or my parents who abuse me in the present day, they went through shit in their childhood. I agree. I'm so sorry. What a fucking nightmare. I hate that for them. I don't want it for them. I wish it didn't happen. And I used to say the age of 25, but I'll raise it to 30. If by 30 years old, you have not gone to and helped yourself, not you, but a person that I don't want to hurt their feelings because they went through something horrific, for real horrific, that they, by 30 years old, it was their responsibility to heal that thing. And I get that if something's too hard to heal, I get it. And that's why I don't blame anybody. This shit is too hard. Why would anybody want to do this work? Like, it's too fucking hard. Like, of course nobody before me did this work. It's too fucking hard. I showed up to the game. I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to do it. And, well, there's just a lot. This is in the Bitchifesto to say, if I'm acting crazy, if I'm attracted to people who are acting crazy, shit went down in my childhood. I just need to acknowledge that. And I am willing to turn that trauma into growth. That's the work that an advanced bitch does, is that we try to turn every fucking piece of trauma that we carry within us. And we don't get to make our mind up what was trauma and what was not trauma. That's up to our brain and how it processed what the shit when it went down. Okay. There is a thing called post-traumatic growth. That's what we're willing to do. That's what an advanced bitch does. Again, it's not an easy ask. Again, why would anybody do this unless they felt like they had to, unless they felt like they were a hero in their own life and in the life of the people that they love, that they would take this on. And so one of the way that I language this for myself is, and how I ended up on social media after never being on it before, like a year and a few months ago. I am determined to turn every fucking horrible thing that has ever happened to me, or every horrible way I felt or whatever, into a jewel for me and others. I'm doing it. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do it. And again, it's not about blaming someone, or it's just what is. It's just what is. And once we take that into consideration, that shit went down in your childhood, okay, great, I got that now. That's number 2 is the basic tenets of the Advanced Bitchifesto, that we're going to do whatever it takes. And once we start, we're never going to stop. That we will turn every fucking thing into a jewel for us and other people. Like, that's what's up. We will turn our trauma into growth. We will do it now. I wish your trauma never happened. I truly do. I wish it never happened. I wish mine never happened. And it did happen. And here we are. And so what are we going to do with the fact of this life? And now, one of the gifts of the Bitchifesto, I guess, is that we truly know that other people are in the world doing this hard shit. That it's not, I felt like I've been going to therapy for every week because that's how bad I want this. Like, I want, like with a Dumbledore kind of a person. Like, I want this more than anything. Like, is my life great enough not to have to do therapy every day? Yes. But for what I want the full healing. And again, I don't have time. So that's why my sessions are weekly. It's like, I want to get as much as I can, as fast as I can, so I can experience the consequence of the life that I chose from doing no matter what it took to heal my childhood trauma, whatever that was. And okay, just a couple of things. No one thinks they has childhood trauma. No one thinks that. I never think I had it. So I don't want you to get too worked up about, oh, I don't have that, I can't do this. It's like, no, you can just know if you're feeling crazy. And why are you looking at me if you're not feeling crazy or attracted to somebody crazy? That just means shit went down in your childhood. That was beyond your coping as a child. That's all that means. So you can just take it on faith that if you're crazy, you're acting crazy. That, and I say that with quotes. I'm a counselor, I shouldn't be using those words, but you know what I mean. Like, your life is unmanageable and insane, and you feel crazy because of some of the relationships that you're in, that you can just know shit went down. And you can just say then from that point, I will do whatever it takes to heal anything that's left over from the shit that went down in my past. So, and again, that doesn't mean you have to go to therapy right now. It doesn't mean anything. But all you really have to say is yes. For this one to feel alive in you, all it has to say is, yes, I am willing to do what it takes. I don't know if I had childhood or not, but I'm willing to do what it takes to heal whatever messiness I have in my life. That's really all that it is. It doesn't mean you have to go lay on someone's sofa, or is that a thing anymore? Like, go to talk to somebody and say, we need to have a talk about my childhood. No. In fact, for me, the actual most helpful thing, now you have to do what's helpful for you, but what's helpful for me is solve the problems of the day. Take a glance at how that issue got formed. Sarcasm. Oh, how did that get formed? Oh, that's how it got formed. Okay. Not blaming or not upset or whatever, just like, oh, of course I thought that's how you communicated. I thought that's how you joked with each other because I learned that. That's it. Like that's it. And you can go as deep or not as deep as you want. But what's important to me is that I'm willing to say shit went down. I'm not going to deny that shit did not go down anymore. That feels like brave of me to say, because all my people are still alive, and if they find this shit, it's gonna bother them. But if you're watching mom or you're watching dad, like, I don't blame you. Everything is forgiven. And I must heal whatever shit went down and how it impacted my brain. I can't help how it impacted my brain from the shenanigans that occurred. So I'm gonna do whatever it takes to heal it. And that is my sacred journey. That is my truth. That is what I'm going to do, and I'm never going to stop. Every stone will be overturned. I will look under every stone, everything I can find to experience more full life while I'm still here on the planet. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Oh, so deep and hard. Love you. Bye.